Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out Avalanche's price chart, and something quite interesting is happening in here. And sure, the overall move in here was actually what we expected in the previous videos. However, the structures may suggest a bit of a different thing. You see, if you remember, the last time that we talked about Avalanche, we were right down here, and the idea was that this seems to be quite a strong bounce, followed by a slow and choppy correction down, meaning what? Yup, probably we are going to see another move on the upside. And I think by the looks of it in the previous video, I suggested the possibility of having an ABC in form of a zigzag into this wave 4, meaning what's next? Yup, probably another move on the downside into wave 5. And for example, that can be on a higher degree, maybe into a wave A, something like this. Correction for wave B, another move down into our C leg. And sure, this scenario did suggest that we're going to get some more downward price action. However, pay attention. Overall, this is a correction structure into this wave 4, meaning what? Yup, in AVAX, we are actually looking quite bullish. And after this short-term pullback, we can expect yet another huge move up into wave 5. Now, there are two very important points in this current phase on the upside. Number one, the shape and also the length of this correction, timing wise, is starting to look a bit odd since it doesn't really match with the length and also the shape of our wave 2. This was a very short correction structure. This seems to be quite a long correction timing wise and also I would say price wise. So maybe something like this is not really in play. Now, in order for me to talk about this scenario a little bit more, I actually need to see some more chopping around in AVAX, and that will probably prove to me that, you know what, I am wrong and this is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at that point, I'm going to consider two different counts and definitely not this one. Scenario number one suggests that from this high, this is 5 wave down, sure, but into an A leg, corrective movement for wave B and another move down into our C leg. This is a correction up, and followed by that, we may end up having another move down. However, that move might be in form of an ABC zigzag, completing the subwaves. Well, you probably know what to say. For a WXY in form of a double zigzag on a higher degree into wave 4, and once more, as you can see, the overall conclusion is the same. One way or the other, AVAX, in my view, looks very much bullish and optimistic. And let's say in the next 30 to 40 days, the price is probably going to be quite a bit higher than the current point. Now, what about scenario number 2? That's actually the bullish one suggesting the bottom is in. And you know what? This was it. Just a simple, good old-fashioned A, B with a sharp move on the downside into our C leg. And trust me, I have actually seen these patterns playing out nicely way too many times. So this certainly is a possibility. But the question is, what needs to happen in here in order for me to talk about the bottom being in on Avalanche with a bit more confidence? You see, if you want to say that we have hit our final low around this area, I don't know, maybe this is like a decent support, then okay. Show me off of the lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside. This specific structure is called an impulse. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between our corrections for wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, our wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. This is a huge no-no in Helios waves, and when it comes to the sub waves, you know it. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different counts. Let's say ABC into 4 and a WXY structure into wave 2. Now, let's go on the live chart and see what is going on. And so far, as you can see, we do kind of have a slow and choppy move on the upside, since timing wise, this actually is taking quite a bit longer than this move down. Let's just actually do a quick comparison to show you and prove my point. So far, this bounce is taking us about, let's say, 6 days. On the other hand, this good move down only happened in about 3 days. So to me, so far at least, and again, focus on the word, so far this structure suggests, despite having way more than enough time, maybe in the short term, bulls are kind of failing to push the price higher and higher, and maybe we are going to have a move down. Question, What could change that scenario? Well, that comes down to what is going on in case that the bottom is it. Here is what's going on in my mind. Let's just do this. Okay, as you can see, in this phase from this point to about this high, we absolutely do not have overlapping of the waves. In fact, we got actually very close to the point that we were going to have overlapping of the waves, but we didn't. And when you see something like this, may I suggest trust your instinct. Odds are this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside. Now, pay attention to this move. I think this might very well be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, and maybe the end of wave 3 is going to be in here. Correction for 4, another move on the downside into our wave 5, and this seems like that it could be an A, B, C zigzag down. This can be ABC on the upside, something like this. So what is it that I'm trying to tell you? If you want to be bullish in Avalanche, this is actually one likely possibility. From this high to about here, you can say this is an A, B, C in form of a running flat. Let's just read the subwaves, and well, okay, I don't really believe that we should even discuss the fact that this is a 5 wave on the upside. Also, we just said that earlier, this is another 5 wave up. So how about a series of 1-2s? I can tell you that on a higher degree, this is 1, this is 2, and what's next? A strong move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And this one, even on a higher degree, is going to be into this wave 3 and 4 and 5. So, question, what should happen in here in order for us to say, you know what, maybe this scenario is indeed playing out nicely? Well, it actually comes down to this ascending channel that we are having in here. Let's just take this one. Where is it? Where is the object? I am blind. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we are having a rather good looking ascending channel. And in case that this is a series of 1-2s, well, okay, that implies that we are building an extension structure. And in the next phase up, we have to get a break out of this channel, meaning we go above the higher band of it, do a pullback, and then get a continuation of the move up. Having a pump in Avalanche right around the current point, let's say even a bit lower, I'm going to tell you in a bit why, is absolutely necessary for me to be able to say, you know what, yep, we have hit our final low. As long as I'm not seeing a rather strong pump, I'm going to be a bit careful and be mindful of the fact that, you know what, maybe we are going to have another move down, and that by no means is going to be a short opportunity. Okay, let me get that one out of the way. Going down in AVAX is just going to be a decent long opportunity, actually, in hope that we get yet another strong move up in order to take the highs for the first target around $36. But I think we are probably going to go quite a bit higher than that. So if we end up getting a break out of this ascending channel, that could probably confirm our bullish thesis. Can we have some other bullish scenarios though? The answer is yes, and here is one that I can think of. You see, some people, and again, this is just for some people, I'm definitely not in that camp. Some people believe maybe this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, and since clearly between our wave 4 and 2 we are having overlapping of the waves, then okay, maybe this is going to be a leading diagonal in form of a wedge, or maybe it's going to be an expanding leading diagonal. However, I'm here to tell you that I'm actually not going to waste your time by talking about the rules. I have done some measuring, and I think I should probably say, look, this thing right in here, this supposedly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not only is not allowed to be a wedge, it's also not allowed to be an expanding leading diag. And since we are having overlapping of the waves, it's definitely also not allowed to be an impulsive movement. If you want to get this thing to work for maybe a leading diagonal in form of a wedge, I'm telling you right now, you have to jump some serious hoops to get that to work. But for me, yeah, I do not really like this scenario. In my view, my primary count, if I want to be bullish, should be that series of 1-2s. And this is a very important point. Please pay attention. In case we end up, let's say in the next 48 to 72 hours, get a breakdown of our channel, meaning we go under this region, do a pullback, and get a continuation of the move down in order to especially take this important low down here about $28.8. At that point, count on this move down to continue, which and we're going to take the lowest low down here about $27, but maybe we're going to go like quite a bit lower than that, and then hopefully we are going to hit our final bottom. And why do I say pay full attention to this important low? Because if we take it at that point, we sort of kind of have to say that this is a running flat into B and another 5-wave up into our C leg, meaning what? Yep, you're having a corrective movement off of the lowest low and not an impulse, suggesting our move down is just simply not over yet. So let's have a quick conclusion. Are we overall very much optimistic and bullish in Avalanche? When you go on H1 or maybe H4 time frame, the answer is absolutely yes. Does that mean in the short term we're going to get a move up immediately? Well, that's not really confirmed yet. If you want to believe in that scenario, you need to see a break out of this ascending channel, something like this. If you want to see some more downward price action, okay, initially you need to see a very small move down in order to, number one, get a breakdown of this channel, and number two, take this important low. That could probably confirm that our move down is just not over yet. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Avalanche's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.